Hey, Phil from Got Memories here. If you are sending your precious, priceless home movies off to any transfer company, this is the number one thing that you have to do before you ship your stuff off into the abyss. Especially if you're using corporate companies with mass amounts of employees, lots of hiring and firing, a revolving door of just fickle, underpaid, underappreciated, just a rotation of, high labor turnover. This is the number one thing you need to do is remove the record tabs. See this little indent right here? This, and you can, I'm doing this one-handed right now, but you can stick your finger under there and then take that off. That needs to come off because if that tab is intact, you can record over it. And what I've seen so many times is people getting their tapes back, especially from all these corporate companies, the worst offenders, Legacy Box, South Tree, Kodak Digitizing, all the same crappy company, in my opinion. Try it out for yourself or check Google reviews via Google Maps, not google.com, because it's full of fake ads. Now, people have handed me tapes and they get stickers saying, oh, they told me they were blank. What is happening? And not blank, that it's not blank because it's got like everything. I watched it and it was fine. And they're saying, oh, the footage is gone. What's happening? If you haven't recorded those tabs, as far as I've seen, they haven't removed them. The play and record button are so close together. So these poorly trained, poorly paid staff, sweatshop situations, instead of them hitting play, they're hitting record. And then, boom, your stuff can be recorded over if that tab is intact. So if you've got stuff back from them saying it's blank, unfortunately, once you hit that record button, it starts to record a snowy signal over the top. And the telltale sign is if that counter's moving, there is recorded content on there, whether it's snow or whatever. If it's been blank for its whole entire life, it will not count up like that. So with VHS tapes, no matter who you're sending them to, I mean, I take them off here, but like this customer here had already put one foot into getting them done with Legacy Box and found my YouTube videos and was like, screw that. So with Mini DV, you can see on there, record and save. So right now it's on the record tab, so it can be recorded over. So these you don't break, you just slide it along. See, now is the gap there. With video 8, same again. So you've got erase on, erase off. So erase off is all the way over. Anyway, you slide it over with your fingernail. But these you actually physically have to break off. They're not hard. Or you can get a little screwdriver and just pull them off. Pull the tabs out, okay? That's my pro tip for the day. If you would like me to digitize your home movies, gotmemories.com. Fill out the quote form as best you can. I need to see pictures of media, where they've been stored. These particular tapes, I can tell just by the stickers whether they've been in climate control or not. And this particular one here is a bit dirty on the inside. Look, you see all that gunk in there? So it needs to be cleaned. If there's any mold or anything like that. So I don't put these in the players because, first of all, they haven't been played in decades. Second of all, they're going to gunk up the heads on the VCR and create distorted pictures and images and potentially wreck the heads on my VCR. So I have to do a lot of prep work. And also, if you're looking around at other companies, this is kind of the norm. If you've got footage like this back, or you're watching on your VCR and it looks like this, or the video choppy, all different problems. Nowadays, this is the difference, handing it over to a quality company versus, just junk. This is what you're getting nowadays, because these tapes are all old. It's, if you're prepaying as well, that's another thing. If a company's asking for all the payment up front, huge red flag. Do not pay them anything because you don't know if they're blank or if they're transferable. All these companies are charging whether they're blank, perfectly fine. I don't know. It's a mess. So go to Google Maps, not google.com, to check reviews, and it'll tell you the story. And also check YouTube as well. But definitely remove all of your record tabs wherever you go. Do not trust that it's going to be done, because you don't know who's touching your stuff. They could have been fired from the Taco Bell drive-thru yesterday, and after 20 minutes of training, they're now in charge of the only copy of your priceless home movies. And this is the problem with this industry nowadays. Just cheap labor, unskilled labor, in charge of precious, priceless materials that people would run back into their house to save if it was on fire, but yet do absolutely zero due diligence and hand over to the lowest bidder, and then cry about it and feel sick about it afterwards. So, and if there's any problems with your tapes, like here's one right now. I mean, this one here with gunk, I'm trying to fast forward it and clean it. See, it just goes on and on. Yeah, it's not going. Rewind. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Oh dear. Yeah, something's not happening with this one, because I pulled this one aside because it does have something says pumping water. Hopefully we're pumping water over this. But you've got to be able to take these things apart and really spend time on them. Yeah, look at this. See that gunk on there? That all gets deposited onto the head. So this is why you have to have a keen eye. If you're transferring videotapes, you've got to inspect all of these tapes, not only initially with photographs that people send. I won't do any transfers without seeing photographs. And you've got to pull them, because if you've not got a keen eye, this is going to, like a virus, can infect all of the players. And if you think, oh, my tapes are in perfect shape, they're impeccable, I could eat my dinner off of them, okay, great. So these companies are going to do a fantastic job at $8, $9, $15 a tape. They're going to do a great job because my stuff's perfect. Doesn't apply to me. Wrong, because they're putting these types of tapes into their players, and then afterwards putting your pristine tapes into the players, and the picture's distorted, it's ejecting, it's all kinds of problems, and then they blame your tapes when your tapes just took a filthy bath with filthy tapes, and now all of your files look like crap. So this is the problem. You've got to do your due diligence. So go over to Google maps.com, check reviews, Yelp. I hate Yelp, but definitely Google reviews are where it's at, and hopefully a YouTube channel. And you need to know that they're doing restoration work. I'm really OCD about this stuff, because it's all real time. It's all dependent on all players. You have to have a lot of patience to know what the hell you're doing. Look at all this stuff. This is all broken cameras. You name it. It's just constant maintenance with this old stuff nowadays. So anyway, if you like a quote, gotmemories.com. If you're searching around for low pricing, you're gonna get crap back. You get what you pay for. So be very, very careful. If you care about your stuff, you've got to do your homework, and you've got to pay someone a good rate to get them done right. If you don't care about your memories, you're just like, there's a good place for them. And I'm not joking, the dumpster right there. There's no harm in it, no foul, but just honestly, save yourself the grief and the money. Chuck them out. Anyway, all the best to you. Cheers.